I'm James Griffiths, and I'm going to talk you guys through my concept of how I balance my exercise routine. So if you guys enjoy your exercise and your training, and you want to make sure that you're not overcooking it, you're progressing, and you're not going to run into any problems in the future, either from a burnout perspective, getting injuries, getting frustrated with your training, this is for you. So make sure you watch the whole thing. All right. Now these 6 jugs represent different styles of exercise. So I got cardio, zone 2 kind of steady training, high intensity interval training, functional fitness, CrossFit, strength training, so I think bodybuilding and powerlifting and strongman, anything where you're lifting up a decent amount of weight. And then sport, so specific sport training or event training. So that might be something like a marathon, a Tough Mudder, a High Rocks, a challenge that you've kind of signed up to that needs specific training. And then I've got calisthenics, the bodyweight skills, or really any skills specific training. So maybe not physically the hardest training, but something you have to dedicate time to practice those kind of different feats. And then mobility, my flexibility, looking after my posture, my movement, and avoiding injuries in the future and getting the most out of all these different styles of exercise. And each of these jugs right now has half a liter in it. So what we can see is we got 3 liters of water, right? We got 3 liters of energy, time, and intent to get the most out of these different styles of training routine. Now, imagine I've never exercised before. I'm brand new. I've got no fitness. Half a liter of volume of training is probably enough for me to get fitter when I haven't got much experience in any of these systems. But it's going to get to the point where I get my fitness up and I want to progress. And that half liter, that amount of volume of my time, my training, and that focus isn't going to be enough. So let's say I want to develop my CrossFit, right? So the CrossFit Open's coming up. I want to have a better chance of enjoying that experience. Maybe I want a specific target. I want my muscle up. I want a certain weight or something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my sport-specific training that I don't need. I'm not training for anything else than to enjoy progressing my CrossFit right now. So I'm going to take that volume and I'm going to put it in there. And then realistically, I probably don't need any specific strength training. I certainly don't need to be doing a lot of kind of bodybuilding or something like that. So I'm going to put that energy, that time, that focus into my CrossFit. Now there's a much bigger volume of training. I've got more time, I've got more energy, and I'm going to get more out of this. I'm going to achieve those results. Is my strength training or my muscle going to disappear overnight? No. Is my sport-specific training going to drop off loads? Probably not loads. But I've got enough time here to really see my CrossFit develop, okay? Now I've got to the Open and I achieved some of my goals and I've seen some of those skills progress. So now I'm going to move on to some other stuff. So I'm going to get back into a bit of strength training because it's coming up to summer and I enjoy that kind of training. So I'm going to put a little bit more in here. And I'm going to put a little bit into my sport training. I'm going to leave a little bit in my CrossFit. And again, now I've got enough volume in here to kind of keep those skills. It's not going to drop off overnight. I'm doing CrossFit. Am I going to see it progress as much as I was? No. Is it going to disappear? No. And the more you do this, the more you realize that when you lower the volume in a certain style of exercise, it doesn't disappear overnight. And more importantly, that when you put some of that energy back into it, it's easy to get it back. So you get that confidence that when I take all my cardio out and I put that into my strength training, and I'm really going to get my strength up, I'm going to build some muscle mass, I'm going to see my body shape change. The more you shift your energy about, you think, oh my God, my cardio is going to disappear, what's going to happen? And you know what, I'm going to go back to a bit of cardio training. You realize that you didn't lose that much fitness in the first place. And actually, you got it once, you can get it again because you know how to get it. And actually, it's really fun moving these attributes around and seeing how you can always adapt your training, right? Now, that's what I do. So as an example, in 2018, I was competing in strongman. I'm not as good at strongman now as I was then. And what a lot of people missed was that was a conscious choice for me not to maintain that level of strongman, to regress it so I could use that energy to progress other styles of my fitness, my exercise. Now, what a lot of people get wrong is this. They go, Well, I wanna carry on with my cardio because that's really important for my health, and I want to do my CrossFit because I really enjoy those classes, and I want to do my strength training because that's going to give me a great body shape, and I want to do my sports-specific training because I've got these events that I've signed up to, and I want to do my calisthenics because those skills are really cool, and I want to work on them, and I got to work on my mobility because everybody needs good movement. And so then what people do is they go, oh, I want to work on, my sports-specific stuff now, right? But I don't want to stop any of the other stuff. I'm not going to take any energy out of this. And you know what those professional athletes do? They just put more time in. So I'm going to add water. I'm going to add energy. I'm going to put more time in. But what am I doing? I'm diluting what I'm really doing here. And so all of a sudden, you've got way more time, way more energy in here, but you're still trying to keep these things up. Your nervous system's going to get stressed, your body's going to get stressed, your mind's going to get stressed. And where's this energy come from that you've all of a sudden found? From your energy you put into your career, into your relationships at home. It's going to be taken from other aspects of your life that are not going to be sustainable and maybe good for your health long term, mentally or physically, right? And then we go completely crazy and we go, oh, I'm just going to keep going because I've got to do more. I'm not getting what I want out of it because I've diluted my energy so much. And then we go over the edge and we start to get a bunch of problems and leakage, and we have a complete meltdown, all right? So you can't just add, because adding dilutes what you put into it anyway. More time doesn't mean more results. And the comparison there is professional athletes do more than 3 hours of training a week, James, or they've got more than 3 liters of volume, but they've got something different, right? So when you see, let's take a professional CrossFitter, right? Well, they do more than this much training kind of thing, but they've got a professional coach, and they've got a professional nutritionist, and they've got a professional chef, and they've got a professional physio, and they've got a professional masseur. And more importantly, all those professionals that are helping that athlete add relevant volume to their training to peak their fitness around this sport, and know when to progress their fitness and when to kind of maintain it based on that athlete individually, is all those professionals are talking to each other, working with each other to get that athlete the best possible results. What they don't have is 500 different coaches from Instagram influencing this person's decision about what they should be eating, what they should be training, how they should be managing their exercise routine. This doesn't work. Okay, and lots of recreational athletes don't have a professional team looking after them. So we need to be smarter about how we balance out the training volume that we have to give us the best results for our health, the best results for our minds, so we enjoy exercise, we enjoy progressing exercise, and we enjoy the fact that you can't be incredible at everything, and you can't see everything progress at the same time. But I can choose what I progress, and I can love that ability to constantly, infinitely adapt my body to be what I want it to be, when I want to be it, as long as I'm sensible about how I control those training volumes. So hopefully that's made sense to you guys. If you want any more information about these kind of training concepts, check out wildtraining.co.uk.